Hey guys, how you doing? This is Jared. Just kind of getting going here, waiting for some last minute people to come in. So I see there's a bunch of people on the call already. If you can hear me, just drop a one or just type something in the chat box right there. Let me know you can hear me okay. Um, all right. Looks like a few people can hear me okay. For any reason you can't, just let me know. I'll try to help you out, get your settings right and everything. Where's everybody from also? Where are you guys, what state you in, what state you lend in? Feel free to drop that in the message too. I'm always curious to see where you guys are working and so what some of your average loan size deals look like and everything. I'll be talking about that later, specifically kind of what your states look like and what you're getting per deal and everything. Nice. Utah, London, Cali, and Texas. Yeah, nice. We do a lot of work in California, a lot of good leads coming out of there. Oh, Jersey, nice. We're in Jersey. I'm from Jersey too. Where are you from, Don? 200K. What are you down more of the shore or more central Jersey, I guess? I'm from more up. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm from more up north, so 200 up here is kind of uh, not getting too much for 200. Maybe like a condo or maybe a smaller townhouse, but single family wise, you're approaching probably definitely the threes or easily over that. Um, what do you guys get for as far as like closings? Are you like branch managers or kind of individual LOs and getting like a basis point or so per closing, or goes up a little on volume, or kind of what are you guys looking for or looking like? Oh, nice. So one in a individual. Yeah. So a little over one for you guys. That's great. So on a $200,000 loan, obviously you're doing pretty good for yourself on 1.5. So that's good. And 140 basis points, Mike. I see that's good too. You guys doing mainly like FHA conventional, or anyone doing some refis and VA loans also, or majority you guys doing purchases and everything? All right, we got purchase and very little fry, no specialty, no products. Yeah, nice. So probably majority guys, what you do is obviously FHA and everything. So that's perfect. So we're still getting some people coming in. It's just about 7 o'clock here, usually a couple minutes after everyone kind of starts joining then. So we'll just hang on a little longer, get to know everybody here and everything. Can everyone see this screen okay though with the questions and everything? Just want to make sure you see that. That's what I'm going to leave up probably for the most part while I'm talking, and just kind of go through how the whole system works once everybody kind of joins us. Good. Okay, you can see it. Sounds good. Anybody have any closings this week or this month so far? What do you guys normally doing as far as closings go? Like 3 or 4 a month, or 6+ a month, or what has kind of everybody been averaging for the most part? And I'm assuming that's probably from 1 to 4, 4 to 5. Nice. Is that from kind of customer referrals and also your realtor referrals for the most part, or how you guys kind of getting those closings? Yeah, realtors mostly. So that's probably turning over rocks. Yeah, I hear you. That's probably what I would say the majority of our loan officers that we work with are kind of depending on, which there's nothing wrong with. Obviously, realtors have plenty of leads coming in. Just a lot of times, either tired of buying leads, or the kind of realtors keep them at a plateau where they're maybe only doing 3 or 4 a month, and it's kind of hard to get beyond that 3 to 4 a month and kind of get to 7 or 8. So they kind of want a way to kind of supplement that. and also maybe expand how many they're getting from their current realtor referrals. So I'll be talking about that a little here later too, how you can actually, let's say you have a core set of realtors, maybe 3 or 4 that send you the most of those leads. I'm going to basically show you how out of those core realtors and also any new realtors you meet, how you can maybe double or triple the amount of leads you're actually getting out of them, because you're going to be able to refer out so many more leads to them. Obviously, they're going to want to keep you happy. They're going to become your best friend very quickly. So I'll be talking about that here, how just having a good marketing system in place will actually, a side effect of that, or gravy, is really just being able to get more out of your existing realtors. So that's a really great side effect. If you can even just pick up another 1 or 2 or 3 loans from your existing base, that's kind of gravy. So I'm sure that would be definitely interesting to a lot of you guys. And it's super helpful if you go out and you do any networking with new realtors, or like real estate meetup things or anything like that. You can go up to the realtors, and now you can kind of just say, hey, I'm using this marketing system. I have about 30 leads coming in on a monthly basis. 50 to 75% of those leads really are not working with a realtor yet. I would be able to, would love to be able to kind of work with you, send some leads your way. And now, obviously, it's a much different conversation than all the other loan officers, where they go out there and they're like, oh, hey, Mr. Realtor, please send me your leads. I'll take really good care of your referrals. I've been in business for 20 years and yada, yada. Everyone says the same thing. But at least you can go into the conversation now saying something they don't really ever hear too often, which is a great way. And now you kind of hold the power, which is nice. So no offense to any realtors that also might be on the phone call. Not saying you guys are bad. Just saying kind of power might be shifting a little bit. So let me just see how many people are on the call here, and then we'll get going. It's about 5 after. All right, so we're going to get going here. I see a bunch of people on the call, enough to at least get started. And you guys that showed up on time, want to make sure I appreciate that. So another question here privately. Yeah, I'll talk about that later. Okay, so I'm going to get going. Again, my name is Jared Bonica. I own Clicks and Conversions. We're basically a lead, I want to say a lead generation company, but what we basically are, we're a results-oriented company. We work in specific niches, one being the real estate niche. I have a real estate background, being a former realtor myself, done investing. I also work with hard money lenders, help them basically do more hard money loans for investors who need private funding, things like that. So I have a pretty extensive real estate background, being a realtor, marketing in the industry, also having worked for a larger marketing company doing a lot of their online marketing. So when I kind of started on my own, I knew there was basically a lack of, or need for, a proven way to generate leads for the mortgage industry, because a lot of loan officers are really dependent upon either shared Zillow leads, and like you guys said earlier, depending upon your realtor referrals. And beyond that, and maybe cold calling and past client referrals, there really isn't much opportunity or much you guys can really do that runs on autopilot, that doesn't take up a lot of your time. So closing loans, as you know, definitely comes with a lot of red tape, comes with a lot of manual kind of hand-holding, especially for the FHA loans and everything like that. And putting in a lot of time, another 10, 15, 20 hours a week trying to market to drum up new leads is just not realistic. Obviously, everybody wants to close more loans, but also at the same time, if you want to close more loans, you shouldn't have to work another 40, 50, 60 hours a month to do so, because no one wants to work for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You want to go home, you want to hang with the family, you want to go on vacation, you still want to have a good work-life balance. So the system that we came up with, I'm going to be talking about, runs completely on autopilot. It's 100% done for you, plug and play, which means it takes none of your time. And we manage everything for you. So technically, we don't really sell leads to loan officers. If you have ever bought shared Zillow leads or anything like that, where they charge you per zip code, $500, $600, $700 a zip code, or they charge you per lead, like a long form lead, we don't do that. So what we do is we will only work with one loan officer in an exclusive area. So let's say you were in Dallas, Texas. What we do is we only work with one loan officer in Dallas, Texas, because our marketing system that we use the same marketing system for every loan officer we work with because it's proven, it's tested, it performs all day, every day. So if we work with more than one loan officer in an area, essentially we'd just be advertising against ourselves, and it would really wouldn't turn out well for us or our clients. So that's why we stick exclusively with one person in an area. So now you can take up several counties in an area, depending on where you are. You can even take up an entire state. So whether it's a smaller local area or an entire state, if we're working with you in whatever size capacity that may be, we're only working with you. So when it comes down to marketing, whether you're a loan officer, whether you're like the local, I don't know, plumber, roofer, electrician down the street in your town, marketing really comes down to two things. It comes down to your ability to generate the right type of traffic. And the secret sauce, or a lot of people fail when they try to do online marketing, is your ability to go ahead and convert that traffic into a qualified lead. So what I mean by that, a qualified lead is, in a conversion, that could mean several things. But in this case, it's either the person picking up the phone and calling you, filling out a form like the one you see here I'm sharing the screen with, information about themselves, maybe downloading a free giveaway or something like that. Whatever you count as a conversion, that's where a lot of people fall short. When it comes to online marketing, one of the worst things you can do actually is try to send traffic back to a generic website where maybe you list everything under the sun you do. So being a loan officer, let's say you do FHA, you do conventional, you do refis, you do reverse mortgages, maybe you do jumbos, you do some specialty projects, maybe you also do hard money. Now your website normally says everything you do. Now in online marketing and in the eyes of the internet, relevancy is king. So what I mean by that, and that's very important. So remember that relevancy is king. The more relevant the ad that you have that someone initially sees, and the more relevant your landing page is compared to what the person just searched for. So in this case, let's say somebody again was searching for an FHA loan in Dallas, Texas. So they're looking for an FHA lender in Dallas, and they type that in, and in Google, in the very top that comes up, they see basically an ad that is relevant that says FHA lending Dallas, Texas. So they're like, oh, perfect, that's what I'm looking for. They click on it. Now, if you took them back to a website where it lists your entire company, every single loan officer you have in the company, every type of loan you offer and everything, no one cares about VA loans. No one cares about how long you've been in business. No one cares that you've closed $10 million in loans in the last month. That is pointless to them and useless to them. They don't care about you essentially at all. What they care about is what you can do for them, how you can solve the problem. In this case, they want a loan, how good your rates are, how easy it is to work with you, how easy it is to get in touch with you, things like that. So people want to know what you can do for them, not every other thing under the sun you do. So relevancy is king. So if someone searches for something very relevant in the eyes of Google, Google considers people who are searching their clients essentially. So they want to make sure their clients are well taken care of. So when they search for something, an FHA loan in Dallas, they see a very relevant ad comes up. That's part one. So they're like, okay, someone searched for that. They saw a very relevant ad. That matches up perfect. Now, if you send them back to a generic website, you can actually get charged more for that click. You can actually show up less lower down on the page of Google than your competition. But the more relevant your ad is, paired up with the more relevant landing page you have is, so someone lands on that landing page and it's all about FHA and conventional loans in Dallas, you're going to have a much higher relevancy score in the eyes of not only the internet and Google, but also in the eyes of the person who's potentially your client. You're going to have a much higher conversion rate, and that person opting in, a better chance of them actually filling out this form you see in front of them. So this is very important to know also. So you can actually get more leads by just increasing your conversion rate without increasing your marketing budget. So that I'll say that again. You can get more leads, having a higher conversion rate without having to increase your marketing budget. So the more people you get to opt in at a higher conversion rate, even if you have, let's say, $1,000 marketing budget, if your landing page, which would you rather have? Your landing page convert at 5% or 20%, obviously 20%. So you're getting more bang for your buck and a lower cost per acquisition, a lower cost per lead. So what we have is we figured out the proper traffic sources. Out of the gate, we usually use AdWords. Down the road, we start to mix in Facebook a little bit. But AdWords, for any of you that don't know, is basically the top ads, the first 3 that show up on Google above the map section and the ones at the bottom. So again, going back to that reference of FHA loan, Dallas, Texas, we would make sure our loan officer in the area we're working with shows up at the top of Google. And like I said, the secret sauce is the landing page. Now we have a very high converting landing page that we use for every single client. So the only thing we really swap out on our landing pages is the new company logo, the compliance information, which matches either yourself or your company. And also we put a new call forwarding number, which goes off over to your office line. So ultimately, when somebody clicks on that ad in Google at the top, they go back to our landing page and we get them to fill out a quiz about themselves. And the quiz is what you're seeing right here, zip code, home type. Basically, you see all the answers to the questions that they fill out. So we get them to fill out this information about themselves. And how this works is when they hit submit, this gets delivered live right to your email inbox. So this will come over to your email inbox and it'll say, Mike or Don, you have a new mortgage lead. So all you have to do is you open it up and you see how they answer the questions here. And obviously their name, email, and phone number will be there. So the only thing you have to do is pick up the phone and call that person and ultimately start the relationship, just how you would anyone else that was interested in potentially getting a loan with you. But now this took none of your time. This runs in the background. And like I said earlier, a big question for you guys is, are you working with a real estate agent yet? Yes or no? So obviously that's important for the reasons we talked about earlier. I would say 50 to 75% of the leads that come in, they say no, they are not working with a real estate agent yet. So now you can go back to Mr. Realtor and you could say, hey guys, I'm using this great marketing system. I have a lot of loan inquiries coming in. Majority of my leads coming in are not working with a realtor yet. I would love to be able to refer out 10 to 15 inquiries on a month to you. What do you think about that? And obviously we all know what they're going to say, and that's how you can easily get another 2 to 3 times more referrals out of your existing base, or when you network with new realtors, you can get them to definitely start sending leads your way because you have a lot to send in return. So now going back to this, you get the lead, so you pick up the phone and call them. Now, if you're a loan officer, if you're a branch manager, we can actually send this lead to anybody we want. So let's say you have loan officers on your team, or maybe initial person that does the phone calls. We can CC or BCC anybody you want. So you just give us the email where you want the leads to go to, and that's where they show up to. Now, I would say 80 to 90% of the leads that come in will be in the form of this form submission right here that you're looking at. Now, I would say probably another 10 to 15% would actually be people calling into you directly, because we also set up what's called mobile click-to-call ads. So somebody would see the ad on their mobile phone as they're on Google, and we have a call forwarding number which goes right over to like your cell phone or your office line. And all they have to do is, while they see the ad and they're on our page, they just click on the number and they'll call you guys directly. So you're actually getting a fair amount of people actually calling you, asking the normal questions like, how much money do I need down for an FHA loan, things like that. So those are great leads as well. So follow-up is key. As you guys probably know, being in the business, follow-up is definitely key. And what we do to kind of help you a little more and try to start that initial relationship as quickly as possible is, in addition to you getting this lead or getting that phone call, we'll actually also send the person on your behalf an automated text message in a couple minutes and an automated email follow-up. Basically, we leave the text message and the email open-ended, just saying something like, hey, John, I got the questions. I got the answers to your questions. They look great. Would love to talk to you about your financing. When's a good time to go ahead and give you a call, or maybe click on the link below, schedule time to speak with me. So we'll try to leave the text and the email open-ended. So if they reply, it actually goes back to your email or your phone. So now the good stuff is, obviously you want to get down to how many leads do I get how much of a marketing budget, our costs, and everything like that. So those are all important questions. But I just want to make sure up to this point, does anyone have any questions so far I could answer for you about kind of how it all works, or if you're uncertain about anything, I'd be happy to just to kind of re-clarify some stuff for you. You can just drop a 1 or 2 in the chat box if you have any questions. If not, I'll go ahead and continue, but just want to make sure everybody's clear up to this point about kind of how the system works. So I'll just wait a couple seconds. If nobody has any questions, I'll go ahead and continue. Okay, doesn't look like it. So the nuts and bolts of basically how it works is, like I said earlier, we don't actually sell the leads to you. So what we do is whatever marketing budget ultimately you decide to go with, because on a monthly basis, we're going to actually be managing all the front end traffic generation, making sure your ads are showing up at the top of Google. You're showing up for the most profitable keywords. When someone types in, like, let's say FHA or home loan in your local area, we make sure that you show up at the top of Google. We make sure you beat out your competition, and we make sure you're paying the least amount as possible for those keywords, and you're getting the lowest cost per acquisition possible. So let's say we went with like $1,000 marketing budget. What we'll try to do is, because we're managing that marketing budget, that $1,000, we'll try to stretch that $1,000 to get you as many leads as possible during that month, and then we'll repeat that process month after month. So basically how it would work is we manage not only the marketing in the front end, but we give you use of our proven landing page. We just brand it to you again. We put in your logo, your compliance information, and all that good stuff. And we make sure the leads come over to your email inbox when somebody fills out the form, or the call forwarding number goes over to you. And I'll just pause there for a second. So people always ask about the compliance issues. Here's how we get around that, and we also work with it. So one, if you're with a bigger company, like let's say Wells Fargo or Chase, or some of the bigger companies, compliance is always an issue. You always have to go through the red tape, the compliance department. They want to double and triple check everything, and it takes a year and a day to get anything approved. So if that's the case, what we do is we can actually still work with you, because the domain names that we own are private. Nobody knows who owns the domain names. So what we can do is essentially we just have a generic landing page, and if somebody fills out the form, it just still goes over to your email, just to you, and basically no one knows where that lead came from. It just so happens now you're speaking to another lead that came in. They were interested in getting a loan, and we work with plenty of loan officers that way. It's totally fine. We just get the leads in for you. We send it over to your email inbox. We just have a generic page set up. Now, that's not usually the case with you're a big company. For the most part, the loan officers, they just send over their NMLS numbers, their equal housing, all the little logos you got to have on there, your company compliance information. We just copy and paste that right at the bottom of the page, and you're good to go. So that's really all you need. So anything you would use on your company website, or if you advertise elsewhere, you just copy and paste that. You send it to us. We put it right on the landing page. Everything's 100% customizable, and a couple of clicks of a button, and you're good to go. So that's super easy. That's never really a concern. So like I was saying earlier, in regards to how many leads you get, let's say we were going with that $1,000 marketing budget again. What we do is we manage that, we get as many leads out of that possible. Now, historically, out of, let's say, $1,000 marketing budget, and this is pretty safe regardless of where you are in the country, we can usually see an estimated ballpark 30 leads out of that $1,000 marketing budget. So now, obviously, the next question would be, out of that 30 leads, what's usually the application rate ballpark? So historically, what we've seen, again, is about a 10% application rate. So $1,000 marketing budget gets you ballpark about 30 leads, and out of that, about 10% would go to application. Now, that's going to fluctuate, again, how good you are with your follow-up, how good you are with the loan product you're offering, and things like that. If you're very good with follow-up, you have a good CRM system as well, that's definitely going to increase your odds. If you're horrible at follow-up, you take days to respond to people, that's kind of on you. What we give you is the best opportunity to speak with and engage highly qualified leads without taking any of your time. Now, obviously, we can't guarantee you guys are going to close stuff, because ultimately, once you get in touch with the person, that's all up to you, your sales skills, and ultimately closing them. But for the most part, if you have good loan products, even if you're average and you're you're exceptionally good at follow-up, you're going to have a really great shot at closing people. And I would say 10% is definitely a good ballpark to go for your application rate. Now, I know some of you guys earlier said you're getting about maybe point and a half or a little over a point. So obviously, if you're doing $200,000 loan, $300,000 loan, if you're doing another 3 a month, you're definitely doing pretty well for yourself. Again, taking none of your time, and conservatively, I would say very conservatively, anybody that works with us, loan officers, they're getting at least a 2-to-1 return on their money, and that's including our fee and the marketing fee. Just because most of the times, anywhere you are in the country, doing just one deal will get you all your money back and a profit, and that's including our cost and your marketing budget. Let's say you're going with that $1,000. So it's a very good return on your investment. So how we charge is basically on size of the area and the territory that you're taking up, again, because like I said earlier, we only work with one person in an area. So the larger the size you take up, let's say you were taking up like all of Texas, obviously we would have to charge more for that because you're taking up an entire state, and we can never work with another loan officer in that area again, as long as we're working with you. Now, most of the loan officers that we work with maybe take up several counties or several large cities around, let's say a 60-mile, maybe 90-mile, 100-plus mile radius where they are. And that's usually more than enough search volume to give you basically enough people searching for a home loan in your area to get enough people that actually your ad will show up for, get enough people clicking on that ad, and enough people that would land on the landing page so that it would convert. So it also comes down to a numbers game. So we want to make sure you have enough search volume that at least we know comfortable you're going to show up enough times. We're getting enough people that landing page. It basically comes down to a numbers game. So we've never had anybody not get at least close to that 30 leads because, like I said, our system's proven. Nothing's hypothetical that I'm talking about here. It's not do the ads work. It's not maybe the landing page should work. Everything's proven. Everything's guaranteed that we offer here. So that's why we use the same thing for everybody. We're not reinventing the wheel over and over. Basically, this has been tested over hundreds and hundreds of leads and millions of dollars of loan inquiries generated. So what we're looking for is just basically motivated loan officers that have good loan products to offer potential clients that want something above and beyond either buying leads or the current realtor referrals. And those are the kind of the motivated partners that we're looking to work with in basically areas across the country. So that's kind of the whole pitch right there. Now, our costs range, I would say, on a smaller area, I would say probably $797. And for the most part, we're looking at $997 a month, which is the cost for our services, which includes us doing all the setup, all the monthly marketing, and also use of our proven landing page, the text messaging, and the email follow-up. So if you go with the $997, let's say a little bit of a larger area, and you have $1,000 marketing budget, which is paid directly to Google and AdWords, you'd be all in for $1,997. Now, what I've also mentioned is your $1,000 marketing budget, which is paid directly to Google, is not an upfront cost to you. So let me just repeat that. That $1,000 marketing budget is not an out-of-pocket upfront cost, because how AdWords works is that it's based on a pay-per-click model, which means people have to click on your ads. Google has to say, okay, at the end of the month, this is how many people clicked on your ads. And then they would charge your card on file towards the end of the month. Now, it would never go over that $1,000 because we could cap it. Maybe it would fall under, maybe it would go over slightly over, but we would cap it so it really never goes over that $1,000. We would just stretch that budget to try to get you as many leads out of that as possible. But Google can't charge you up front, obviously, because your ads haven't run, people haven't clicked on the ads yet. So really the only out-of-pocket expense for you initially is your cost to my company, which would be between $797 and $997 a month, depending on how large of an area that you want to take up. So it's a really good return on investment because you don't even have to come out of pocket for your initial marketing budgets. And like I said, for most of you guys, if you, let's say you are in the $1,997 at the end of the month, let's go back to, let's say, even just a $200,000 loan at, let's say, a point and a half. Obviously, you're getting your money back and then a profit just on that alone. So if you're doing another two, you guys can all do the math based on your average loan size, where you are in the country, and how many basis points you're getting. You can calculate your return on investment, but you can see pretty easily at a very conservative rate, if you're doing super conservatively, it's probably like at least a 2-to-1, but you can see how it's easily a 3 to 4 to 1 return on your money. Just a quick question here. Percentage of good credit to bad credit, do you track that? Yeah, great question. Let me just take a quick drink of water here fast. Yeah, that's a good question, Mike. So yeah, I would say probably everybody is probably ranging for the most part. I would say in the mid 600s, I would say is probably the vast majority of people. You do get some people over the 740 mark. But I would say for the most part, people are floating right around the mid sixes, which obviously FHA is totally doable, not too much of an issue. Now, from what I've seen, the credit really hasn't been too much of an issue. The leads are highly qualified because the people are taking the time to actually fill out all this information about themselves, or to pick up the phone and call you. The majority is probably is going to be your first time home buyers. I would say you're going to get a good mix of, when we ask like what's your estimated purchase time frame, it's probably going to be a good leverage or a good mix of, we found a property, we want to make an offer, all the way up to we're just researching options and we're about 2 to 3 months out, or maybe 2 to 6 months out. So you're going to get a mix of people who are ready to buy now, they found a property, but also you're going to get people who are ready in several months. They're just starting to work with a realtor, or they haven't started working with a realtor. So you can refer them out to that realtor, but you can start that initial relationship with them. So in the next 60 to 90 days, when they're ready to buy, they're going to pull the trigger with you. So as you go on working with us 2, 3, 4 months down the road, and you have a good CRM system as well, you're going to start to really build up your pipeline of people who are maybe 2 to 3 months out. But as you start to get 2 to 3 months into this process, obviously those people 2 to 3 months out are going to start coming due. So you're going to the amount of loans that you're doing on a monthly basis are going to start to increase as you work your pipeline. And I'm sure you guys are used to that now, because obviously the mortgage business and buying a home is not like a 30-day done, meet somebody in 30 days you're closing, for the most part. I'm probably guessing a lot of you guys are 45 to 60 days out from when you initially start working with somebody. So this is a great way to also build up that pipeline, and also stay in touch with those people. So that's very important. If you can stay in touch with those people, you have a good CRM system, you can do very well for yourself as you start to get further down the road with us and you build up that pipeline. So I hope that answered your question. So it really comes down to, if you think you have some money to invest with us, this is really not a cost to really think you're just spending this as a cost that's out of pocket. What our system basically is, in an investment to give you a really good return on your business or on yourself, because you're definitely going to get the leads. And to use a corny analogy, corny real estate analogy, it's kind of all about location. Basically, that's what online marketing is too. So people right now in your area, wherever you're kind of tuning in, listening to me right now in the country, every day, every month, every week, there are people turning to Google, searching for an FHA home loan in your town, in your city. So it's really just a matter of, is your ad going to show up at the top of Google? Are they going to click on that and go to the landing page and you're going to get the lead? Or is somebody else out there who's marketing, is it going to be them? So it's kind of just a matter of showing up. It's a numbers game. We have the proven process of the traffic generation and the conversions. It's just a matter if it's going to be you or somebody else. That's pretty much literally what it comes down to. And you will definitely get leads from us. And that's kind of how the process works. So like I said, we're a little different because we're not actually selling leads. We're just kind of implementing the done for you system. We've simplified it down to, if you can open your email, pick up the phone and call somebody, or literally just pick up the phone as they call you. That's the only thing you have to do. So we can actually pick zip codes. We can actually pick counties. We can pick cities. If you work in New Jersey and maybe you lend somewhere more profitable out of state, Doesn't matter where you are. We can pick and choose the areas down to the zip code you want to work in. So if you want to avoid certain areas, maybe that are lower income or lower property prices, but another area is a little more profitable and maybe they're $300,000 average sizes instead of $200,000, we can work with you there. So that's all flexible. You just kind of pick and choose where you want to work in, and you just tell us, and that's where we make sure the ads show up. So that's really flexible as far as that goes. So that's never an issue at all. And like I said, most people have more than enough search volume, regardless of where you are in the country. Anyone else have any other good questions like that regards to what the leads look like or anything? No, okay. So what I'm going to do at this point, actually, where's everybody else from? If you want to go ahead and let me know. Also, what I'm going to do right now, the next step is going to be, if you're interested in our system and you want to kind of discuss some pricing in your areas further, see if we have actually the area that you're in available, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to share a link with you to book a call with me. No obligation, just a little continuation of our call here. Any more specifics you want to go over with me and ask, this is going to how you're going to be able to do it. So you should have just seen a link come up in your screen. If not, I'm also going to share the link with you right here. Just click on that and you will be able to pick a time that works for you to be able to book a call with me, and we can kind of go over the exact pricing. But like I said, it's going to be between $797 and $997 a month, depending on how small of a large area you want. If you're looking to take up an entire state or like half a state, I can give you some custom pricing. But for the most part, people coming out of the gate, we're usually at least going with more than enough search volume that the $797 or the $997 is going to cover plenty of business for you. So again, if you're interested in our system, taking the next steps with us, we can actually have you set up. This is an important question. How soon can I be set up? How soon can I expect leads coming in? We can actually have you set up in a matter of just usually 48 hours. Again, if you come on board on a Friday, we might have you set up on a Monday or Tuesday. We don't work on the weekends. But usually anywhere from 2 to 3 days, we can actually have you entirely set up and your ads live and approved in Google. And I would say usually within 1 to 3 days, you'll actually see leads starting to come in. The quickest we've actually ever had a lead come in is within an hour after getting somebody set up and live. But that's not normal, so I wouldn't really count on that. But I would say between 1 to 3 days is definitely doable. We had a loan officer come on board, and we set her up about a day and a half ago. She just had a lead come in, I think it was this afternoon actually. So that's a pretty good time frame right in the middle of that 1 to 3 day period. So a day and a half, she actually had her first lead come in. It was actually a really good lead. So normally you can maybe expect a couple leads a day. Some days you might, maybe 1 or 2 days might go by, you may not get any leads. And then you might get one a day for the next couple. So it's not like you're going to be inundated with like 20 leads at once, and you have to worry about handling all these phone calls, all these leads at once. That's not really how it works. If you had a larger marketing budget of like $3,000 or $4,000 a month, you could definitely get quite a bit of leads. But if you're staying around that $1,000 marketing budget ballpark, like I said, you're going to get about 30 leads. It's going to be spaced out across the month. So you're going to have a good opportunity not to go too crazy, in addition to whatever business you already have going on from your existing realtor referrals, things like that. So like I'll just recap it quick. It's 100% done for you system. Takes none of your time. We use AdWords. We use our proven landing page. We use our proven system. It's plug and play. Leads get delivered to your email inbox, or the call comes right into your phone. We manage everything for you. About $1,000 a month marketing budget will get you roughly 30 leads. About 10% will go to application. Our fee is going to be between $797 and $997 a month. And everything we're talking about here is actually guaranteed. We guarantee our cost that you will get close to those 30 leads a month. Everything's proven, time tested. I'll also follow up with everybody that's been on the call with me. If you haven't seen it already from some of my emails, or when you first opted in to book this webinar, what I'm going to do, also show you some of our proof videos, I call it our mortgage proof videos, where because I get BCC'd on all the leads that come in for every loan officer, I get copied on everything. Basically, it's very easy for us to show proof that our system works. So that's kind of what we use also to help our loan officers that are considering come on board have a little more peace of mind that our system actually works. We actually take you inside my own email account, and I basically just show you the leads coming in on a daily basis and everything like that. Don, do we do reverse mortgage campaigns? Currently, no. We do FHA and conventional is the one landing page. We have a refi, and we also have a VA campaign, which can be added on at a later date. Now, again, going back, remember, relevancy is king. So we don't mix in refi and VA with our FHA and our conventional page. So our FHA/conventional page is for purchase leads. The refi is a totally separate campaign, totally different advertising, in addition to our VA. The reverse mortgages, we're actually considering doing that in the near future, but that's a little bit, obviously, a bit different type of demographic. It's a little more expensive, and sometimes you have to be careful how you actually advertise to people over a certain age and everything like that. But we're definitely considering that in the future. But like I said, again, at this point, we're really focused on the purchase, and if somebody wants the refis and the VAs. But there's so much business just in the purchase alone that keeps us busy, and any loan officers that we work with. I mean, depending on your marketing budget, you could definitely keep you quite busy and everything like that. And I said, again, the leads are pretty highly qualified, so the conversion rate, the application rate is really good, considering what most people use for. If they've been buying leads in the past, it's not like people are just opting in to like a mortgage calculator to see what the latest rates are, and you get like a name and a phone number, and people have no idea why you're calling them. It's not like that. Obviously, you can see from the sample lead here, you're looking on the screen you're sharing, they're filling out a lot of information about themselves, so the lead is very highly qualified. Any other questions I can answer for you guys? I don't want to take up too much of your time, but hopefully I've been giving you some really good information, some good insight about how our system works and everything like that. Like I said, if you are interested, all you have to do is click on that link, book a time with me. We can give you a trial run for the 30 days. You're not locked into anything. So it's not like any long-term contracts. We're just on a recurring monthly basis every 30 days. And you're good to go. So you can stop anytime you want with notice. But like I said, for the most part, all our loan officers stay on for quite some time because the marketing, this takes none of their time. They can continue to do whatever they're doing now. Even doing just a couple more loans, they get a great return on their investment. So does anyone else still on the call? Anything I can help clear up for you? If not, I'll definitely let you guys go. And I'll follow up with all you in the next couple of days. But I'll hang around for a bit. If you want to connect with me privately in the chat, you can do so. Or you can drop a question in here. I'll be happy to answer for you. So just let me know. See, Mike, Don, and Peter, seems like you guys have been quite interested. Do you have anything else I can answer for you? I appreciate hanging out this long. I know it's been about 40 minutes or so, so I wanted to just get right to the point as much as possible. But I think, where did you say earlier, Don, you were in New Jersey. Mike, you were in Utah. You lived in Utah, Cali, and Texas. Peter, I think you asked a question or two. Where are you? I'm not sure where you're located. But Mike, would you be interested in Utah, California, or Texas? What would be most profitable to you? And Don, what would be most profitable to you in Jersey? Would you want to stick down the shore, or any more kind of expensive areas down the shore you would want to focus on, or anything like that? Sorry, in the home state of Utah. Okay, yeah. I mean, where are you in? Like Salt Lake? I'm assuming some of the big cities like Salt Lake and everything. That's got to be pretty good average sales price out there. What are you looking around, like some of the big cities and everything? I'm sure you get some pretty pricey homes out there. I would think. I know for sure we have Utah open. We don't have anybody in Utah at this time. We have someone that might be coming on in California, but they didn't commit to anything. Salt Lake, but the leads that I create myself are crappy, no credit, folks, and my average loan size is 250. Okay, yeah, 250 is pretty good. Yeah, I'm not sure really how you're generating the leads yourself, so I can't really speak to that. I'm assuming maybe it's just some referrals or maybe some online realtors. But yeah, the Facebook and some AdWords. Okay. Yeah, Facebook is definitely, you have to do that. You have to be really know what you're doing to get highly qualified leads out of Facebook. That's why we kind of mix in Facebook. Maybe the second or third month, we do some Facebook advertising as well to drop down the average cost per lead. AdWords, again, you have to know the very specific keywords to advertise with. We kind of already have that in place and what to say in the ads to get you kind of the best cost per acquisition. But again, like I said, it really comes down to the landing page. So that's kind of the thing. That's the secret sauce. That's what it kind of all comes down to. So your ability to really convert that lead, and it's going to have a lot to do with that landing page and what you're saying on there. Do you use our AdWords account to set this up? Yeah, great question. So what we do, most loan officers that we work with don't have a AdWords account set up yet. So what we do, if you do have one, basically you just give us your AdWords ID, your account number. We put that into our business AdWords account manager, and we basically just link up to that. We build the ads right in there, but we control them, and we manage them through our business account, if that makes sense. So we don't actually need to log in or access your Gmail account, anything like that. But that's a good question. If you don't have an AdWords account, basically how it works is you sign up for a free Gmail account. You just send us that new free Gmail account login. And we go ahead and we log into Google. We set up your AdWords account for you. And we just, that's as simple as that. We really just set up the AdWords account. We link it up with ours. We build the ads out and we're good to go. And then really the only thing else we need from you guys to go ahead and get you up and running is a company logo, what email you want the leads to come over to, and what phone number you want the leads to call in if they do so, and just your compliance information. And if you don't have that Gmail account yet, all you do is you set up that free the free Gmail account, send us the username and password, and that's it. So that's why we can have you up and going so quickly, because we kind of just copy and paste our way to success for each client. Because like I said, we're using most of the same ads on the front end for the traffic generation, and we're using the same landing page for everybody else as well. So it's kind of just we kind of just repeat the process for each new loan officer that comes on, regardless of where they are in the country. So that was a good question. I'm glad you asked that, because people would kind of want to know how the setup works and all that good stuff. Did you guys go ahead and set up a time to talk? Use the link? Did the link work okay for you, or did you pick a time? So I know we definitely have Utah open. Don, we definitely have we have a couple people in Jersey, but down the shore of that area, we don't actually have anybody. So you could definitely take up all or most of Central Jersey if you wanted. There's plenty of business to go around down there. Anybody else on the call, if you want to drop in where you're from, I'll be happy to go ahead and do so. Let you know if we have that open. Okay. That sounds good, Mike. I see a couple other people booked the call, so that's awesome. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. That's probably what, 9:30, 10:30, maybe like 11:30 my time, I guess. You're probably a couple hours on East Coast. Yeah, 11:30. Okay, yeah, so I'll talk to you 11:30. We're coming up on just about an hour here, so I don't want to take up too much more of your time. If you have any more questions, I'll gladly hang out and answer them for you. So feel free to shoot if you want to. I'll definitely hang out as long as you need, or answer anything you want. Oh yeah, you're welcome. So great talking to you. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning. And everybody else on the call, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. Like I said, we're coming up on the hour mark. But any other questions, definitely go ahead and use that link, book a time with me, and we can take it from there. So I appreciate everybody's time. Great getting to know you all a little bit. And I look forward to talking to you on any calls you booked. Thanks a lot. Take care.